always thought the worst kind of silence was the kind you hear after a fight. But that day, the scariest silence I ever felt was staring at an empty parking space, knowing the thing I worked hardest for had vanished like it never existed. My breath hitched. My pulse hammered in my ears. My car. My 2021 silver Aurora sedan. My first real adult accomplishment was gone. Not misplaced. Not towed. Gone. I called my parents first because panic makes you reach for the people you think will hold you. But instead of comfort, I got the sentence that cracked something deep in me. "Oh, sweetheart, calm down," my mother said brightly. "We gave it to Rowan. He needs it more than you." Rowan. My younger brother. The same grown man who'd managed to demolish 3 vehicles in 5 years, 2 from texting, 1 from drinking. And they gave him mine. The one I spent 4 years paying off. The one I'd taken pictures of like it was a newborn child that I felt heat crawl up my neck. My fingers trembled so hard I nearly dropped the phone. I didn't argue, I didn't yell. I hung up. And I dialed 911. "I'd like to report a stolen vehicle," I said, my voice tight, my heart pounding. Even saying the words felt unreal. The operator asked for details. I gave every one. Make, model, plate number. The scratch on the back bumper from a grocery cart. The air freshener that smelled like coconut because it reminded me of summer. This was my car. Registered to me alone. Insured by me. Paid for with years of overtime and skip coffees and budgeting apps. "Are you sure it wasn't towed?" she asked gently. "It wasn't," I whispered. "I know who took it. My parents gave it to my brother without permission. They used the spare key I left with them for emergencies." I wanted to vomit. An officer was dispatched. And the moment I hung up, I called my parents back. My mother answered, cheerful as if nothing she'd done even registered as wrong. "Mira, darling, did you talk to Rowan? He's so grateful for the car." "Mom," I said. "I just reported it stolen." Silence then. "What? Why would you do that?" "Because you stole it," I snapped. "You and Dad took my property and handed it to someone who has no business being behind a wheel." "Don't be dramatic," she chided. "Dramatic?" I laughed, a broken, jagged sound. "You gave away the most expensive thing I own like it was a spare sweater." "He's your brother," she insisted. "He needed transportation for his new job. He can buy a car just like I did. You're being selfish." That word. The one they always used when I didn't fold myself into the shape they wanted. I didn't argue further. I simply told her the truth. If Rowan doesn't return it immediately, he will be arrested. You wouldn't do that to him. Watch me. I blocked her number and waited in the cold shade of the parking lot until the officer arrived. Officer Vega. A calm woman with tired eyes and a kindness I didn't expect, reviewed my documents and my mother's confirming text. "This is clear-cut," she said. "Family or not, this is theft." That's when I cried. Not out of guilt. Not out of confusion. But because hearing anybody say I wasn't overreacting felt like having oxygen after drowning. Calls poured in all afternoon, block, block, block. Everyone had something to say except concern for me. Around 4 p.m. Officer Vega called back. "We located your vehicle. Your brother was pulled over for a traffic violation. The plate flagged as stolen." My heart dropped. Was he arrested? Yes. The car's being held as evidence. My parents tried to get the charges dropped. Rowan insisted he didn't know it wasn't his to take. But ignorance doesn't magically make your hands cleaned. I picked up my car the next morning. It wasn't damaged, but the interior looked like someone had lived a year inside it. Energy drink cans, wrappers, crumbs. The gas tank empty. 8 hours. He had it for 8 hours and treated it like trash. I vacuumed the floorboards and sat in the driver's seat for a long moment, inhaling the scent of coconut, reminding myself, this is mine. I earned this. I deserve respect. That night, my grandmother showed up at my apartment, the only relative I hadn't blocked. "Rowan is in jail," she said plainly. "They're charging him with felony auto theft." "I know. Do you understand what that means for his future?" "It means he finally faces consequences," I said quietly. "He made a mistake. He made a choice." I felt tears burn behind my eyes. "I'm tired, Grandma. I'm tired of being the responsible one who always gets punished for it. I'm tired of being expected to sacrifice because Rowan refuses to grow up." She studied me carefully. "Then what do you want to happen?" "I want him to take accountability," I whispered. "All of it." In the end, Rowan took a plea deal: misdemeanor, unauthorized use, probation, restitution, no driving for a year. I agreed on one condition. He had to read a statement in court admitting what he did. And he did, voice shaking, eyes glued to the paper. He never once looked at me. My parents walked out of court like they were the ones wronged. They didn't speak to me. Not then, not after. Not ever again, without pretending it was all a misunderstanding. 6 months passed. Rowan finished probation. My parents bought him another car, an old beat-up sedan. They still never apologized, but something else happened. They stopped expecting me to fix things, stopped calling for favors, stopped assuming I'd bend when they pushed. That silence was painful, but freeing. A year later, I got a letter handwritten from Rowan. He said he was in therapy, said he finally realized how entitled he'd been, said he wasn't asking for forgiveness, just wanted me to know he was trying to be better. I didn't know what to do with the letter, so I put it in a drawer. My parents never apologized. Not once. And that told me everything I needed to know. People say blood is thicker than water. But I've learned something truer. Respect matters more than relation. My car sits in my parking space every night now, locked with a steel steering wheel clamp and a boundary my family finally believes. And sometimes when I walk toward it after work, I feel something warm in my chest. Not pride in the car, but pride in myself, because protecting what's mine felt like the first time in my life I finally protected me.